Where do we even start from? I think let's start with the question. What do you guys think about the 5th season of the Men's Club? I'm talking about from episode 3 to episode 7. Yes, because I know episode 1 and 2 covered the old gen, and it was more of Louis, Lanre, Aminu, Tiara, Hadiza, the wedding, and just bringing like the stories of these men to a close so we can explore the stories of the new gen, which are Cash, Tokes, Francis, and Obinna. What do you guys think about the new season? Your sincere response before you hear mine. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And aside from that, who else is excited that we get to see another season of the Men's Club? Yeah, I don't know why this one caught me off guard. Yeah, I had seen the announcement since last month that we're going to be getting, a new season the 4th of December. But I think with the influx of like new movies and everything, the 7 doors coming up, there is just a lot aside from work. So I didn't even know when the whole thing went up until I started seeing pictures of Tiara's wedding on Instagram. I'm like, oh, hold on a second. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this new season and the new men will be seeing their lives. But yeah, in case you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. I love that you keep on coming back. Were you here during season 4? Let me know in the comments. Did you see my review of season 4? Let me know if you are an OG. But in case you're just hearing my voice in my channel, welcome. I really do hope you stay. Please subscribe to the channel. It is absolutely free. I am Ronke, so I review movies, talk about web series, TV shows, and reality TV shows that I think might interest you. Talk about movies here, we recap, we talk about things that went through our minds as we were watching the series. Just vibes on vibes over here. But yeah, with all that being said, let's talk about the 1st and 2nd episode of the Men's Club season 5, and then the 3rd to the 7th episode of the Men's Club season 5. I know why I said it like that, because I'm just going to talk about the first 2 episodes first before we move on to the 3rd to the 7th episode of the Men's Club, because it's just going to make sense that way. Yeah, but I will try to make this review as fast as possible. I really do hope I can make that happen. Yeah, so we saw that at the beginning of this season we were reintroduced back to the men. We saw how Louis was dealing with we saw how he was dealing with Lola leaving with, if you remember, that she left with a message. She left with her mom to London, which I honestly do not understand why. I think at that time, like my review, I need to even go watch my own review back then. I think I should have watched my review before coming to do this one. But yeah, I think at that time I was like, I expressed my displeasure at her making such move, because I just feel like they've been through a lot together. For her to just live with her mom, like, you have a man here. And I think because of the whole miscarriage thing that happened, it's just been hitting her hard. But I just feel like they were both experiencing that it was sort of unfair for her to just leave her mom, to just leave her partner behind and just live with her mom. But yeah, we saw how Louis was dealing with the whole thing. We saw how he refused to pick Lola's calls. But eventually an employer of, Louis had to reach out to Lola because they needed her help with some design. That's a silly contract that felt like it was slipping off of their fingers. We saw how that went. And we saw that, I think as a result of that contract thing and the fact that they had to work together, that way Louis and, Lola were able to come back together. Because we later saw in, I think, episode 5 thereabouts or 6, that Tiara was complaining bitterly to Louis was complaining besides to Tiara that you people should not have more than 1 kid because their son, Louis's and Lola's son, is giving them a hard time. Like, it feels like the son wants to take away his wife. I feel like that was the writer's way to give us an update on those two, even whilst we're still dealing with like the new gen. I mean, the fact that they have a son together now means that they were able to deal with the whole fertility issue, and they came back together. They were able to have a son together. All is well and good. And so, speaking of Louis, we saw that with Olachi's mom, things are going on well with both of them. They're able to handle parenting well. She respects him, they respect each other, they're keeping, everything is civil, and they're able to make things work. So yeah, I think that brings it close to Lola and Louis's story. With Lanre and Teni, we saw that with Teni leaving Lanre, it was left with no other option. So I kept trying to reach out to her. When he said he was going to come down to London to look for her, she blocked him, and that put a very solid stop to whatever was going on between them. And we saw how he interestingly ran into Sade, who is now a mechanic. If you remember when Sade and Lanre used to date in season 1-ish, when she was a student, yeah, I loved how Sade kept shading him. Yes, pun intended. I loved how she kept shading him. She wasn't giving him breathing space. She was giving him back to back. Like, guy was choking on all the L's that she was dishing out to him, and I was loving it. She was dragging him by his beard, and I'm like, yes, you deserve it, man. You deserve it. And I liked how they were able to keep things civil, even amongst themselves, even with the Elas and the drags and all that. And so they eventually had lunch, and she even went with him to Tayo and Tiara's wedding. And the mom's reaction, I'm talking about Larry's mom's reaction when she met Sade. How do you go from taking a woman to meet your son at a wedding and then realizing that, oh, he actually came with a date, and then telling the young poor lady that you came with that, oh my dear, don't worry, God will do your own for you. Right now, my son already has somebody. I'm just like, mothers, like, these people are unbelievable. They are incredibly good at whatever they do. They make the world go round however they deem fit. Because what was that? But yeah, we saw how she was so much interested in getting to know Sade. She was really excited. At least her son is mingling or going out to someone that is not old enough to be his mom's friend or his mom's elder sister or something of that sort. And I mean, we could tell the excitement. And I really do hope, I feel like it's such a 360 experience for Lara and Shadi, because I mean, they started this thing together and they sort of ended it together. I just really hope things work between the both of them. But I really do hope that things working between both of them isn't as a result of the fact that Lanre couldn't get what he wanted with Teni. Like, if he gets to meet another older woman that he likes, would he jump ship again? Yeah, I couldn't help but just think about that. But yeah, fingers crossed on those two. And fun, I don't think we really got an update in, the later season episodes with regards to Lara and Shadi, but we just hope things are well in their camp. Still talking about Lanre pursuing older women, just like, it's quite interesting that it is proper for an older man to pursue a younger woman. I mean, I get that the society sort of frowns at it, but they do it like it is everywhere. It happens every time and time again in our society. And it's starting to become a norm. And I'm like, it's interesting that it's starting to be accepted. But when a younger man approaches an older woman, is usually frowned upon. And I think from a societal standpoint and from a moral standpoint, just like the points that, Lanre's mom was raising in previous seasons, like we've seen her do, she's like, oh, you'll not be able to have a child. You getting married to an older woman means that you'll not be able to give me a grandchild. Because, on the flip side, an older man being with a younger girl still gives them the chance of having a child or something, as much children as they want to, whatever time they want to. But on the flip side, it's not possible because this older woman has hit menopause. She definitely, most times don't even want to get married. They don't want to even get married. Some of them don't want to get married. They just want to know that, okay, this person is my partner and we have each other in our corners. Most of them don't want to get married, not to talk of having kids. Like, I mean, some of them have even hit menopause. They are not even open to getting a surrogate, or, they're not open to adoption. Like, they just want to live their life, best life, younger days, to train their children, probably dealt with a marriage or a partner or two. So getting married and having kids is never like on their itinerary when they get older. So I think that's why it makes sense. But I just couldn't help but think about it in that aspect, like, it's the scale balance. But yeah, that's just by the way. Going back to Tiara and Tayo and this whole mess, we saw that because of the crazy revenge his brother pulled at him with regards to the contract and the loan, Tayo had to do with over 200 million naira worth of debt. And we saw how he didn't tell the guys, he wanted to go through the heat alone. And to top things up, Tiara sort of forced him into like a proposal, like, oh, you've asked my father for a go ahead to get married to me. Why haven't you proposed? Let's get this thing rolling. And the fact that he even left her in London, like, I think it was as a result of the whole contract feeling and everything. That was why he abruptly ended his vacation in London and came home. But I just felt like it was so unfair of him to have left her in London. Like, the thing she mentioned, the value, you left me in a place where the things that I'm vulnerable to are very much accessible to me. Like, you're supposed to look out for me and all that. But yeah, that's by the way. And to top the whole pressure of paying up the 200 million naira debt, there's a wedding in place. Tiara is talking about changing into nice outfits, getting lots of bridesmaids, the groomsmen changing their outfits, shipping their outfit from Italy, having 1,000 plus guests. And I'm just like, Tayo, I think this is the time where you step in and actually let this girl know what's going on. You cannot blame Tiara. Nobody can blame Tiara for wanting to dream. There are a lot of women out there that have a perfect picture of how they want their weddings to look like, what the kind of dress they want, the designer they want. People already know the venue they want to use, the guest artist. So people already know the colors. Like, it's almost every girl's dream. I know I said almost because someone like me, I haven't actually sat down to think about those things. Yeah. But yeah, it's almost every girl's dream to, like, it's a day they look forward to. So, and we know how Tiara is. I don't use a sports bra. She's a daddy's girl. She's always had everything handed over to her. So our wedding, of course, was going to be very exquisite, very expensive. But I just feel like Tiara should have stepped in earlier to, like, okay, babe, I get you. I understand you. But like, this is what, and I get that it's easier said than done. It's not very easy to tell the girl of your dream that you're going through some financial crisis, and so you can't afford her the wedding of her dreams. But I just know that one way or another she was going to find out, and we saw that she actually found out about it, and we were able to work their way through it. And it was so much interesting to see how, you know, Tiara's father was so receptive of Tayo's situation. If you cast your mind back to season 2, 3, 4, when he newly met the father, and now the father really didn't want anything to do with him, especially when, you know, Tayo triggered her at some point and made her relapse. But him now embracing, you know, Tayo, I was just like, it was really so sweet of him. And yeah, I liked how they were able to go through the whole marriage thing. They were able to do things at their own scale. You know, Tayo was able to allow his father-in-law step in financially in some places, and, you know, all things went well. I liked that they stuck, you know, plainly with traditional wedding. I really loved that, and I liked how they spent so much time showcasing like the Yoruba traditional wedding rites and everything they do. Mother Alaga was something. She really did her job to the T. I want to believe she's like an actual Alaga. The way she was making the men prostrate, the songs, everything, it just screamed a typical Nigerian traditional wedding, a typical Nigerian like Yoruba wedding, and I really loved that. She's talking about these people. Bukola Oladipopo is such a fantastic actor, I have to say. I wonder why we don't get to see her in a lot of movies. It feels like we only see her in this movie, like in recent times. This is the only project she's on. In the past, she's been on Sugar. So I'm just like, why? But like, she's such a fantastic actor, and both of them share a very good on-screen chemistry. Even off-screen, like, these people, I don't know, but yeah, I really liked how they brought their story to a close. Yeah, so away from those two, let's talk about Hadiza. We saw that Hadiza, you know, she invited Tayo for like a lunch thing with someone she wanted to introduce him to, meaning she's seeing somebody, and I don't know, yeah. That brings Hadiza's story to a close. Now, finally, I deliberately kept Aminu as the last because I have a couple of things I want to say. And I don't know how it might sit with some people, but yeah, let's just get right into it. Now, let's talk about Aminu. Let's forget about Aminu's personality as being a very hopeless, romantic lover boy. He has very big gesture, approach. He has money, he has wealth, he has influence, and all of those things. Let's put that aside. And let's just cast our minds back to how Aminu's relationship has been with Tumini ever since they met. I'm talking about the days where Tumini was working at the bank where they met, and how he made so many moves to, you know, help her get a better job, move her away from the bank where she was suffering, helped her pay for her house and her mom's house rent, you know, sort of help her start up her career in a more robust way. Yeah, you know, how he did all the chasing, the cajoling, the sweet talking, the, you know, gifting and all of those things. I just couldn't, when I saw Aminu propose to Tumini in this season and her walking away. We didn't see her walk away, but I mean, with the whole explanation that Aminu gave to the boys, she walked away, meaning she wasn't going to marry him. I was like looking at how easy it was for her to walk away. And not even, I think she didn't even try to reach out to him or call him or something. I don't even know. That wasn't really explained to us. I'm like, Aminu has always had to do the chasing. He has always been Aminu putting his best foot forward. Not to say that Tumini didn't love him or doesn't love him, but gesture-wise, I get that in a relationship, one person would definitely be doing more than the other person. But at some point, there are days where they both need to meet at the middle. Like, this person also deserves to feel wanted by you as well. Even if they are big on gestures, they are big on, you know, romantic approaches, they are big on gifting, moving mountains for you. At some point, you need to make that move as well. Just not even if it's not equivalent to what the person is doing, just as simple as it can get. I don't think we have seen too many do that in this entire show. Like, I think maybe just once. Even the time where Aminu's mom was threatening her to leave, there were days where she was willing to leave, like telling Aminu maybe this is a bad idea. Aminu has always been the one convincing. I'm like, so he gets down to marriage and he has to convince you to marry him, then both of you shouldn't be together. Like, bye. Like, no. I'm just like, it's so unfair to him. I get that. Like I said, you cannot be the same. One person will be doing more than the other. And that's just the reality of things. But some days you need to meet at the middle, just to be fair. But yeah, I couldn't just help but think about it that way when I saw how things ended with the both of them. And I would not even be mad if they don't make up. I don't care at this point, because I'm just really done and over with. They've been talking about this marriage thing since season 4, right? I'm just done and over it at this point. And who else could tell that there was like this reduced chemistry between Aminu and Tumini when Aminu's character got changed? I'm talking about when we were changed from Ayolola to Peregwe, like Pere. Who else could tell? Like, it just felt like maybe from an actor's perspective, from an actor's standpoint, maybe it felt like Mimi Chaka was probably struggling a bit with chemistry with Pere. I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyes or what I'm saying. If anybody else noticed it, let me know in the comment section. But yeah, there isn't much to say about those two. We saw that, now that the Tumi character, the Tumi thing has been closed. Yeah, and there was something they were trying to do with Aminu's character where Aminu was telling the boys that, he's done with love, he's back to, I don't even know, like there was the way he put it that he's done with love and he's no longer, I'm like, you people should not play me, you people should not whine me. Aminu's character is known to be an hopeless lover. He's a lover boy. He's a rich man that likes to flaunt his money and throw his money everywhere. And we've been loving it. So don't ruin it. So I'm trying to make him an ad guy. Better to bring us a new woman. And I like that they did that with Tope Olowoniyan's character. Girl is pressing hard, she's pushing hard, she knows what she wants, she's going for it shamelessly. And I'm really curious as to what will happen with the both of them. I mean, things look really casual at the moment, but I feel like Tammy will get so ahead of herself, and I don't think Aminu is done healing from Tumini old drama. So yeah, fingers crossed. And I like that from time to time, even when we're dealing with the new gen, we still got to get like updates with regards to what's going on between Tammy and Aminu through Tammy's character, because Tammy's character is more prominent in this new gen's life as a result of her brother talks. Now, talking about the new gens, what do you guys think? I don't think I'm even going to like a proper review of these guys, because I don't know what it is, but there's just something that feels really off about these guys. I appreciate, honestly, when I saw the announcement for new gen, a lot of people, when I posted it, a lot of people came to me, like, not a lot of people, a couple of people like, oh, what's this terrible idea, bad idea, but I actually didn't see it like that. I'm like, these old people have tried, not old people, like the old characters, they've tried, they've done well, and it's not very easy to end, characters like that, characters that people have grown over the years with. It's not very easy to wrap up their story, but I think they did it nicely. Kudos to TMC crew. Now, it's not the introduction of this new gen that I don't really now get. Like, I think the reason why I'm struggling with this is because they are trying to make these new characters mirror the lives of the older characters, like make them kind of look like they're walking in the footstep of the previous ones, like maybe write their characters in a similar way. Because why is Francis? It just feels like all the men are just okay. Aside from Tokes, who has been declared as a guy that is not so adventurous when it comes to relationship, but Cash, Obinna, Francis, well, I don't think Obinna too moves around with women, but Saga's character and Chuk's character, that's Francis and Cash, we just see them moving from one woman to the other. I mean, Francis is a lost cause. Look at this picture on the screen. He's a lost cause. Like, in fact, Misha, I think the last episode, it was just a lot of them digging their mouth into the mouth of other women. And I'm just like, what is going on with this new gen? And it's not like their character was written to be so young, because I think they were saying Tokes is 30 or so, like they're in a similar age range with the older gen. So like I said, it feels like they're trying to use their characters to mirror the older character, like they're writing their characters to be similar, but I'm not sure yet. And there's just something about the acting. Some of them are doing better than the other, but I mean, yeah, it's actually a struggle for me. It was actually a struggle for me watching the subtitle. In fact, the subtitle was what broke the camel's back for me. The subtitle is so slow, it's so lazy. It was so inaccurate. Like, why are they subtitling the song in the background? Like, we are having two characters talk. That scene with Zara, was it Zara? Yes, Zara and Tokes, yes, where they had their hands in, like, they were having a drink and they were talking and everything. Like, they were having a conversation and there was a song in the background, and the person doing the subtitle felt like it was right for him to subtitle the song instead, other than subtitling what they were saying. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Even throughout the entire season, I think even started from episode 3, maybe I didn't notice it because I was so engrossed in the stories of the people who were watching episode 1 and 2, but it just got more prominent and more highlighted for me in episode 3. Like, the subtitles were coming minutes after the conversation has happened, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Why? Like, this is so not typical of TMC. Like, they give us top notch. I mean, the sound was good, the picture quality was great, but the subtitle, why? And the acting, even the banter. There's a thing with the men where they meet at night or at Lucy's bar to have a chat and then go through like their past, like their day and what had happened and everything. They try to do this. I mean, they're doing the same with these guys, and I don't know. I just feel like wish they had like a different setting for these men, because their lives looking so similar would leave us with no option but comparing them with the older gen. And let's be frank, the older gen has made such a huge impression on us that it would be to the detriment of the new gen for us to be comparing them with the older gen. Yeah. In fact, I could not put all these thoughts into writing, and I'm just having to say it like that. So you might feel like what I'm saying is all over the place, but there's just something that is not hitting home with these final episodes of the new gen. I mean, we are slowly relaxing and getting into knowing the men. You know, Saga O story with Ivy, Tokes and Zara, Francis and him struggling to, you know, step up his career after abruptly ending it with his boss. And plot twist, he's trying to shike, or he's trying to go out with his old boss daughter. I feel like there's going to be a drama there. And, you know, Obinna to keep his startup business going. This, I mean, with everything we've seen in the episode so far, these men are going to see Shege. They are going to see, they should go and ask the old gen. You see me, now I'm comparing it with old gen. But yeah, they're going to see Shege. But fingers crossed for season 6. But yeah, I think, like I said, I struggled, I sort of struggled with it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's not a lost cause. It's not a lost cause. I'm interested in seeing what happens with the new gen. And yeah, their fashion was giving. I think that was one of the things I really loved. Their fashion was really, really giving. You know, location, TMC, Red TV, they will come through. It was good. It was nice. But yeah, and I'm also excited for Tope Olowoniyan's character. That lady is fire, and I am loving every bit of her. I think one person that is really doing it, I was really expectant for Saga's character, but something about Saga's delivery on this show. And I've always loved his acting. If you watch my reviews of the movies he appears in, you know how I rave and talk about his acting. Like I really, especially when he's paired with Adetola Jones, that's Zara, the person who plays Zara on this show. They have just very great chemistry. Maybe they should have paired them together. But I think she's doing really well with Tokes as well. That's Paul. Anadi Ikwe. Yeah, and another person that's doing it for me so well. I mean, Zara is doing it. She's delivering well. She's a very fantastic actress. And I love her chemistry with, Tokes. They're really doing it well. Like, Paul is delivering. And I remember telling somebody that when they send the flyer to me that, wow, this faces, da-da-da-da. I'm just like, if I'm not sure about two people, if I'm not sure about the cast, I am sure about Saga and Tokes because I know they act really well. Like, that's Saga and Paul. And I've seen Saga in, like, I've seen Paul in some projects before. Yeah, and he did really well. So I was really expectant. And I was so glad he didn't fall my hand on this show. It's Saga that I'm still not sure how I feel about his delivery on the show. But yeah, I think that's enough rambling for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you like that we've wrapped up things with the older gen and we are dealing with the new gen? Are you loving the new gen so far? Are you enjoying their story? Do you think this was a huge miss or a huge hit? Let me know in the comment section below. What are you watching currently? Let's talk in the comment section as well. And I'd love to see you in my next video. Until then, make sure to remain happy because you owe it to yourself.